So I haven't had that feeling.
I'll tell her about our argument on. Or did you tell her already? No, you did.
Did you get them whenever you were pregnant with the girls? It's gonna be a girl.
You think so? She thinks so?
Yeah, she thinks it's gonna be a girl. I said, Nate said, do you think so? And I said, yeah, she thinks it's gonna be a girl.
I'd be happy either way, but
Me too.
a girl would be nice.
I would too. I'd be happy if it came out gender neutral. I wouldn't care.
Well, hello. Welcome to my live stream. Oh, let me turn this down.
So you could do her makeup for her and make her look pretty. Just saying.
My stream tonight's more about chat than anything. Seeing how everybody's doing. Well, hello, Miss Ruby. Tonight's dinner is it's nothing like special. I just want to get on and say hi to everybody, chit chat, see how everybody's doing.
6 o'clock now. Give me a call later, okay? No, she's just getting ready. She called us psychic about Hazel and her love life.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she said that.
Really?
Yeah.
How much is she paying for that?
I don't know. It was Sam's money.
How's your week been going, Ruby?
What? Was your attitude better? Promise? You ain't getting back on the Xbox. Fix your attitude. You have one such a Did you have a bad day at school or something? Or did you not get enough sleep?
No, he's mad at me because I
Did
couldn't.
you say you didn't get enough sleep?
That's what I was asking him, and then Ryan interrupted.
No, he's mad because I
So,
Okay.
how do you like this view? For future live streams, I can show my stove and what I'm doing there. I can very easily show my cutting board or my sink. I figured this would be a lot better of a view. Yeah, I can see pretty much every inch of my kitchen this way.
Yep.
I like this view. This is a good view.
Ow.
Oh, wow. That has to suck, Ruby. I'm so sorry.
I hear any fighting or arguing, it's getting shut off.
There goes part of my cookie. Just munching on some cookies.
Oh yeah, and you can also see me when I come in to get a drink. And you can also get a couple of cookies. I haven't had any.
You can have some for dessert. I'm just munching on a few, okay?
Yeah, I had none today.
Everybody's coming in to say hi.
Do I have any soda?
Just in case you can't see
Andrew,
him.
Andrew, go
Here
play
he
your
is.
games, guys. Hold on.
We're actually watching YouTube.
Bro. Yeah. There's some Sprite. There's some Kool-Aid Gamers things in here. Some Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid is drying in my mouth.
Do what?
Kool-Aid's drying my mouth out.
There's some grape juice,
Ugh.
some pear juice, milk, water,
Sprite. And
cranberry juice. You want Sprite? You have a cup? So yeah, tonight I'm doing a pretty simple stir fry dinner. I got I had some stew meat in the freezer, and stewed meat, unless you cook it for a very long time, is very tough. So I have it simmering. It has to simmer for a while.
But it's not responding. Try a different controller.
Most controllers are not responding. No. Even the white one is not working. Why do you try putting it in your fruits? Work that.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. No.
Come over here and watch it and keep it down.
Never had. Oh, I've had congee once. It's not something I'd want to make for the family.
Come in here and watch it
Um,
and keep it down.
But it's I had some stew meat, and I'm wanting to make a stir fry. So I'm just simmering the stew meat for a little bit. So like I said, I figured to get on, see how everybody's doing, chit chat for a bit, things like that.
Tell me about our Facebook experience.
Oh, we it's just Ruby right now, pretty much. Well, you know about what we're doing with this adoption thing. I've told about it quite a bit. And we're right now in the process of still gathering some things together. We have a crib, we have a swing, we have a bouncer, we have. It's at the end of your rainbow. That's where it's at. Um, but we have. I mean, we got quite a few things. We got the changing table, bouncer, all that stuff. Well, there's still a few small things that we need. We don't need much. Just some more clothes, some extra diapers, various odds and ends um, that uh, take forever to get. You normally get them in a baby shower, things like that. We don't know exactly when she's due, but according to what we figured out, it's going to be late July or mid July, sometime in July, and that it's a coincidence. So, um, um, we don't know that yet either, Ruby. Okay, so she's not very excited about having this baby. So because of that, um, she's putting some things off. She's not in such a big hurry to get an ultrasound, things like that. So we have to. We're encouraging her as much as we can. She's having issues with her doctor, things like that, and um, so we have to wait until we can really get her in, because she's going to end up coming down here, and we're going to get her into the doctor down here. Um, sorry about that. So we posted on Facebook, or actually posted on Facebook, hey, we're just needing some miscellaneous little things. This is what we have. We're having a newborn come in July, and if anybody has anything they'd like to donate, please let me know, because we could really use it. And response were mixed. We had some really bad trolls on Facebook today, in this group that we're in, and this one woman was just, oh my gosh, so many put downs, and, well, if you can't afford the rest of this stuff, how are you going to afford and take care of a baby, and blah 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 blah. I mean, just ranting like crazy. Well, hi, President Donald Trump. I salute you. No, I'm kidding. Sure. Yeah. Baby blanket. Well, she knits and stuff. So yeah, I mean, if you'd like to do that, we definitely take it. Always use new blankets and Afghans and covers and things like that. I mean, we've got some bedding.
We have 2 blankets, that's it.
We have only like 2 blankets though. But we do have quite a few crib sheets and stuff like that. So we're good on that. But when it comes to like blankets and covers, we could use a few more. Well, awesome, Ruth. Thank you very much. Just like a gender neutral, like a green and yellow and orange and grays and things like that. That would be awesome. Thank you. My email is in the description, so if you want to email me, we can talk a little more about that if you want to do that. Oh, cool. It's in the description of my live stream. So if you want to click on the description, it's right below my video here. There's a little arrow. Generally, like if you're on a phone or tablet, there's a little arrow. You click on that. It's on the bottom right, and that'll take you to the description. But yeah, we were just amazed about how cruel some people can be. Like, we're on here asking if anybody has anything extra, and some people were like, well, what's your situation, blah 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 blah. It doesn't matter anybody's situation. It doesn't matter if okay, if somebody has $10 million tucked underneath their mattress and they're just hoarding money and not wanting to buy stuff. If okay, screenshot that. I just did. I got it. Awesome. I actually have a phone call. Hold on. Hello. How long do you need? I've got a couple, but they're not nearly too long. I got a couple tie downs. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you made it back home and got it up there? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm making dinner right now. What are you doing tomorrow? Because it's going to be windy as crazy. There's not going to be any. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, get hold of me tomorrow. I'll look. I've got a couple hanging around somewhere. I got to find them, and I'll bring them over to you tonight. But tomorrow we can get together and get that thing back to that stuff. Alrighty. I'll talk to you later, bud. Bye. That was my neighbor. Today it is like crazy windy, and it has been all day. Well, he has a back deck. Well, hi there, Darlene. How are you doing? How you doing? I gotta see who did I miss during that phone call. Or how you doing, Rick? Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. Okay, cool. Yeah, we think, and our friend who's having the baby thinks that it's a girl. We have a really good feeling that it's a girl. We'd be happy with either, but everybody's thinking this is going to be a girl. So, how you doing, Donald Trump? I said hi to you a little bit ago when you came in. But anyway, we've had some really bad windstorms today. It's been, they say gusts up to 60 miles an hour at times. Well, my neighbor across the street, he has this big, huge canopy. It's 8 foot tall, 6 foot wide by, another 6 foot wide. And he has it over his back door on his deck to stop rain and stuff like that, so he could sit out. And, well, he had it tied down the best he could, and even though he had it tied down, the wind picked that thing up, threw it over the railing of his deck, and flung it 15 feet off of his deck. That's how high these winds have been today. Okay, Donald Trump. Yeah. But so yeah, that's what we've been going through today. Tonight's dinner is a spin on stir fry. I'm actually using stew meat for my meat. I kind of do mine a little bit different, and like I said, it's a spin on it, so it's not exactly stir fry, but it's going to be just as good. I'm just letting some the stew meat, because stew meat, if you don't cook it for a really, really long time, it's very tough. So what I like to do is I like to cook it for like a half an hour, simmer it in some juice. Because this is a stir fry, I'm using Asian inspired flavors. I got some soy sauce and stuff like that in there. Salts help to tenderize meat as it cooks. So you put a bunch of soy sauce in there. Like I said, I don't ever really measure anything out unless I have to. And the salts are helping to tenderize. It's at a simmer, and I let it simmer for at least a half an hour to 45 minutes. And then what I do is I like to shred the little pieces up, because stew meat, not a lot of people know a lot of uses for stew meat, because like I said, it's very, very tough unless you cook, like put it in a crock pot, cook it all day or something like that. Well, if you do it this way, it really helps to tenderize it, make it more palatable, and you can actually use it in something to eat. Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about, Donald Trump. I know exactly where we met, Everett. But yeah, that's what I like to do, Darlene. That's my nephew. He's 5 years old. He always likes to, when he's here, drop in and make appearances and say hi. My son likes to do the same thing. So if you see him, running in here, it's his photobombing my video, and that's fine. I don't know exactly who it is. But yes, Darlene, that's what I like to do. When I do a live video, unless I'm just basically just wanting to come on and chat, which is kind of what this video is tonight. I very, very rarely do out-of-box dinners. Unless we're getting like low on food and I got some hamburger and a box dinner, I'm going to throw that together. But usually what I do is it's not just dinners, but I do baking. I do cooking of all kinds. I've made cookies, breads, cakes. I've actually had a viewer, subscriber, longtime friend, like a sister to me. She saw that I was making cookies, said, I want some, and send me the shipping money to be able to send her some cookies. So that's how much I do these things, and I really love cooking. It's like a passion of mine. But there's a lot of people that don't know how to do something from start to finish or from scratch. And that's what I want to show. I'm in my home. I'm not cooking with anything that's that somebody would use in a restaurant. I mean, yeah, knives and stuff like that, but household cooking stuff. I'm not using commercial kitchenware, is what I should say. And I like to personalize it to people, or if they have questions about what I'm cooking or want an idea on how to do this or that during my show, I like to help them out and give them ideas and things like that. Okay, you have a good night as well. Thank you. Backroads 82, thank you. Yes, doing really good today. It's been a really, really windy day out today, so it's been an indoor type of day, and every so often the lights have kind of flickered because the wind's hitting the power lines so hard it's not even funny. But we have all underground lines here, so if something were to go out, the whole neighborhood would go out. So I'm not worried about that. Darlene, it's just, I guess it hasn't really caught on as much as I wanted it to. It's caught on more than what some of my other things that I used to do. I used to be Nate Tech and other stuff, and then I changed it to the Googler. And I started doing a couple cooking things, and people are like, oh, you need to do more cooking. I like that, blah, 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 blah. And it's just what it turned into. And I never really get too many people in my live streams. But, hey, if I can help one person with what they're cooking or what they're doing, give them ideas or thoughts, or they can help me, I'm all for it. What's going on with the internet? The internet is I guess I'm gonna have to ask Google. No. I don't know. I haven't really done much investigating as to what's going on. I know Facebook and Instagram and Facebook Messenger and stuff went down worldwide. They announced that it was some entire company-wide maintenance that was unforeseen, which when a company says something like that, that means they've been hacked. I mean, there's no other way around that. That's their way of saying we have unforeseen maintenance. That's their way of saying we got to get somebody out of our servers. And they have to kick everybody out to be able to do that. Because what they do is in a situation like that, that's a severe data breach. If they are shutting down their entire company, every server they have, which basically is what happened, that is a severe data breach. And what they do is they kick everybody out, they shut down their servers, and reboot them back up. And they investigate little flaws to see who was where and this and that, while nobody is in it, so that they can figure out what happened. Well, I appreciate you coming in, Backroads82. If you like my video or want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell, because I do these. I don't really have a set time or day, but it's pretty often. It's every 2 or 3 days that I do them. And generally, they're more involved than this. Tonight's just kind of a lazy night, so. Okay, Darlene, you have a good evening. Thanks for coming in. And if you could hit that like button too, I really appreciate it. Rick, tonight is a spin-off of stir fry. It's like my version of kind of poor man's stir fry. I'm having to use I had some stew meat in the freezer. It wasn't old. It'd been in there about a month. But some stew meat, and I'm actually using stew meat for my stir fry meat. And right now, I'm just letting that simmer and tenderize because stew meat is very um, finicky and very, very tough if you don't simmer it and let it cook and absorb juices. So because I'm doing a stir fry, I'm using soy sauce as my tenderizer as it's simmering. Anything with salt in it will help to tenderize the meat as it cooks. And then you let it sit and rest after it cooks. And then what I do is I take my vegetables and I will quick cook them in some oil, and then I'll toss my meat in it, and it'll sear as it cooks, and it'll be done. But I want to thank everybody for coming in. Like I said, tonight's not too involved. It's more of a time thing with dinner because this has to simmer so long. But like I said, I wanted to get on chat, see how everybody was doing and stuff. How have you been doing, Rick? I know I just saw you in your live stream the other day, but right now it's just some stew meat simmering on the stove, which is right here. So you guys can see it. I'm trying out a new angle in my kitchen. I have such a large countertop, which I'm fixing to redo. But I can reach my stove in this side of the counter, and you guys have no clue. There's in front of my camera is a full double sink, and then a good that much of countertop space, from here, from the sink to the edge of the counter. So yes, I do use soy sauce. I'm actually using soy sauce to help in the tenderization process of the stew meat as it cooks. But yeah, you guys can see this countertop needs redone. So don't knock on the countertop. I know it needs redone, but you guys can see this is huge counter space. So well, how are you doing, Miss Katie? Katie was from the live stream last night, and when I was on with Danny Chasing Bones, and she lives 4 hours away in Quad Cities. Quad Cities, Rockford, Illinois area, up by Chicago. So. Well, hello, Trump, my love. How are you doing? Yes, Danny and Boomer. Boomer didn't come into or didn't say anything, so I couldn't subscribe to his channel. But next time I see him in chat any at all, I will subscribe to him. Yeah, I've known Danny for a year and a half, 2 years, maybe something like that, 2.5. He was one of the first people I met while I started on YouTube, and he's a great guy. Great guy. Oh, closer to Moline, okay. Well, still, I mean, that's still up there. Yeah, we are down just south of St. Louis. We're actually in the county south of St. Louis County, which is Jefferson County. K&S. What's K&S, Rick? A pro cook. Well, some people say that I'm, uh, um, that I look like I'm a pro cook with the way that I do things and stuff. You'll have to go back in some of my other live streams and catch some of my future live streams. Tonight's, like I said, it's just kind of a slow one, but I wanted to get on and chat. Um, but some of my techniques I use, yeah, some of the pro chefs use and stuff. I do have some good knife techniques and stuff. Um, I know how to use a stove. I know how to use a skillet and a chopping block, and I like to do things without having to use commercials type stuff. And I like to be able to cook things so that people can eat them, so that they're edible and they're good. And um, my wife says that if it wasn't for meeting me, she wouldn't have ended up really having to have her surgery, having the issues because she wouldn't have gained so much weight because I wouldn't have been cooking so good. No, but I just enjoy cooking. I enjoy baking. I enjoy um, doing things that because food really brings people together. Um, Food has always been a comfort for so many people, and it has always been there. I mean, since the beginning, we live on food. Without food, we couldn't survive. And you don't have to go to a major five-star restaurant to enjoy really good food. You can make it at home. And I like to show people how to do that. I don't only do cooking and baking, I also do grilling. I can do some awesome ribs, steaks that are like melt in your mouth. The,
Orgasmic.
Ashley says orgasmic, but it's how you do it and the flavors you put into it that actually make the meal what it is, and you don't have to have fancy stuff to be able to do it.
Steak.
We'll get it. We'll have steak for my birthday, Tuesday. So I guess I've just set myself up to make steaks on Tuesday. It'll be my birthday dinner, and we don't do steaks very often. Um, but when we do, we generally do ribeyes, which are very, very good. And we don't do the thin ones. We do the inch and a half thick ribeyes. Um, oh, Brownie chips sound really good. Uh, Most all my food is from scratch. I don't like making things out of boxes because there's so many preservatives and crap in those things that you don't know what you're really getting, and it just okay. Not much longer on the meat. If I can cut it with my spatula in the pan, then it's almost done. I'm having a tough time on some of them, but others, we're gonna add a little bit more water to it. But yeah, I made on a live stream. It was a long one. It was like a 3-hour, 4-hour long live stream, but it was homemade bread. I don't use a bread machine. I make some really, really good sugar cookies. And the way I do it, anybody can get the same recipe I do. And all it is if I, if I want to make something from scratch, um, because I don't have a big recipe book, I'm going to be getting, I have a recipe box with some index cards, and I'm going to be getting a whole bunch more index cards. And I'm going to be sitting down and writing out, and I'm going to have a box of recipes. And what it is I will Google, I will just do an easy internet search of what I want to make, what sounds good, and I'll look at the recipes. If something that I need to bake, if I don't have something that I need to bake with, okay, needs something like buttermilk or it needs something I don't have, I'll go on to the next recipe, or I will Google something because Ashley is deathly allergic to onions. I will Google something, and at the end of it say no onions. And I'll get a whole list of recipes, and I'll find the one that to me just looks the best. And that's what I'll do. And if something's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong on live streaming. You guys are going to see it. So far, luckily, everything's worked out. Have not had any issues with anything. Some of the doughs that I've made have been, but they end up turning out really good. And I mean, that's basically how I do it. No, I've never actually cooked bulgogi. I've never even really had it. I've heard of it. But there's a lot of things I can do, but there's some things I can't do because of money restrictions at certain times. And if somebody wants to see something being made or wants to learn how to make something from scratch, all you have to do is email me. My email is always going to be in the description, or leave it in the comments after the live stream. That way I can see it. And I always try to stress this because I could be doing 30 different things in my live stream, and then somebody mentions something, I want to see how this or this and this, and by the end of the live stream, I've talked about so many other things and done so many other things that it's like, so if anybody ever wants to see anything be made, how to cook it the right way, just email me or leave it in the description after the live stream, because otherwise I won't know what I need to put on the list of what I need to make or should set on a calendar to make. What's that, sweetheart?
Said as long as you can afford to get the
Yeah. And if at that time I'll be able to afford it, I need to know things like that.
good for me.
I actually make a good spin-off of shepherd's pie, and Ashley helps me with that. So a lot of things that I make aren't necessarily exactly ingredient for ingredient. I Americanize a lot of things, kind of put my own spin on something, because there's been a lot of things that I've made that I personally didn't like the original way, but if there's a good substitution that I can make, and it's easy for the other person to say, hey, okay, I'm going to use this instead of this, like a meat substitution, like instead of using ground beef, they want to use ground lamb or ground turkey. That's easy to do. And how are you doing, Jamie? Everything going okay for you guys? Are you guys getting the wind like we're getting? Surgery tomorrow. What surgery? What's going on? What don't I know about, Jamie? Hmm? What don't I know about? What kind of surgery are you having? Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you guys. I was kind of scared myself seeing my own face in that. Everything is okay though, right? Just need to make sure, you know. We consider you guys friends. Not everybody gets our Facebook. So. Oh, you guys have lots of wind? Yeah. I don't know if you were in on it. The live stream when I took my phone call, my neighbor has a big standing canopy. And it's like 8 foot tall, 6 foot wide by 6 foot. The wind, literally picked that up through over the railing of his deck, flipped it like 15 feet away from where it was. That's how heavy our wind is. Marie, nice to see you. How are you doing? I've missed you. It's been a long time. Donald Trump, if you want to post a link or something, ask first. That way I can know what it is and stuff like that. So that's really weird, Rick. Oh, I haven't. Oh, okay. I'll take a look at a bulgogi recipe, and maybe one of these days I'll go ahead and make that. Just after the stream is over, stick around, or come back to it. Come back to my channel, or send me an email and let me know. That way, like I was telling a little bit ago, I don't always remember what somebody wants to see made. But yeah, Jamie, we do hope that she gets feeling better. Does she have gallstones? Is that what it is?
Probably just because of the surgery.
Or is it? No, they do that during the surgery.
But she could have developed problems after.
Yeah. Ashley had her gallbladder removed before her surgery. She had that removed the November before last. So that's been a little while. So she's had experience with her gallbladder being taken out too. Stuff, but okay, yeah. Send me an email. That's why I put my email in the description. That way I can get ideas. I'm always looking for ideas as to what to make. There's all kinds of times where we can't ever decide what to make for dinner. So definitely put that in email, or like I said, come back after my live stream is over to my stream, or put it in another video. Put it in one of my other live streams. Go to one of my other live streams that has, and put it in there. Hey, I'd like to see whatever. That way it's actually, there. Because after this, live stream comments go away. I don't see them anymore. Um, yeah, Ashley is correct. English only. Uh, any other languages um, are generally trolls, things like that. If you come into an American live stream and they're speaking English in the live stream, please be courteous enough, if you know English, to speak English, or just sit and watch. I'd really appreciate that. Or use a translator.
He said hello in English, and then he said something else, and it was a different language, so I hit that.
Okay. Yeah. Gallstones. Yeah, those. Ooh. I feel bad for her. Those things hurt, I'm sure. I've heard all about them. Ashley didn't have gallstones, but her gallbladder had just stopped working. It worked like 3% of the time, or maybe 10% at most. What they do is, for her, they put a dye in her bloodstream, through injection, or did they make you drink it?
It was in my bloodstream first, and then they made me drink something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There was like two parts. They put something, they injected her with some kind of dye, and then they made her drink something. And what it did is it showed, it was really cool. With what they did is they could see it on X-ray, where it went in her gallbladder, and you could see it actually try to come out, and out of the little the gallbladder duct, and it was really interesting because you saw the big glob of the dye in her gallbladder, and you could see it tried little bitty tiny bit, and then it just kind of fizzled away. Yeah, Blue Man, like I just got done saying to the other person, if you're not the other person, we appreciate English only. It's an English speaking live stream, and if you can't speak English, use a translator or just sit and watch. Hit the like button before pushing play. I like that one.
Getting hangry for my 2 bites.
I know. Yeah, guys. That reminded me of McDonald's.
Oh my! You
Okay.
suck ass.
So, Ashley just reminded me. So, everybody in here, or well, a lot of you guys, know that Ashley had gastric bypass surgery back in August. So, about 6 months ago. And it was 6, 7 months ago. She's about 7 months. Well,
Last week.
no, it was the week before last. It's like the week before last. Okay. This is what gastric bypass surgery does to your appetite. Okay. We went to McDonald's, and we've eaten out a few other times, and it's been really easy for her to do at times. Like, we went to Applebee's once, and they had the all-you-can-eat riblets and chicken and shrimp and blah blah blah. Well, we went to McDonald's, and she knew her appetite wasn't gonna be worth getting a full meal, and it wasn't. So she went and got a Happy Meal. Grown woman getting Happy Meal. It's fine. I mean, if you can't eat that much, you can't eat that much. But the thing about it, she got the 6-piece nugget Happy Meal, and she didn't feel like apples and stuff. She wanted fries, so she got the double fries. And what happened is she sat down to eat. I got my full meal. I got a Big Mac meal, you know. And she sits down to eat, and she starts to eat a little bit, and I'm sitting there munching away on my Big Mac. She eats like 3 or 4 fries, and just she finished her nuggets and ate like 4 fries, and she was done. She can't even eat a kid's Happy Meal. She eats less than the 5-year-old nephew that we have.
Yeah.
So
I eat more than you do.
exactly the toy. I was teasing her about the toy. Okay, I was teasing her about the toy, and
wasn't the only thing you were teasing me.
I admit, I was like, yeah, at least, you know, I'm glad I can still eat a Big Mac, and just kind of teasing her a little bit. But, I mean, what am I here for, you know?
Don't forget your toy. Did you get your toy?
I was teasing her and stuff, and she got butthurt about it, and left her toy in the car after we got home, so it's still out in the car. Okay, desserts and pies. That actually brings up a new thing that I've been really thinking of doing. This isn't desserts or pies or anything. These are the veggies that I'm making with my beef. It's oregano stir fry mix from Aldi. That's some good vegetable mix. But oh, I was gonna say, here's my pie dish. What should I fill it with? What kind of pie do you want to see, Jamie? What kind of pie would go in this?
Peach pie.
I could do a peach pie. I got peaches.
And we got pie crust.
And I got pie crust. I don't have enough butter to make homemade pie crust.
Kate says chocolate.
Chocolate.
I don't think we have the pudding.
I don't know if I have any chocolate pudding. Yeah.
Um,
Okay, Blue Man, you've been warned. I warned once and banned the second time. So, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. You know, the view. But if you can't abide by my rules and my rules in my live stream, then you can't be here. So, I appreciate you, but have a good day. Or night if you're in another country.
Shanna says Philadelphia cream cheese with strawberry topping.
Shanna. What I was getting to is, for those of you that don't know, today is National Pie Day.
What?
So, I technically have to make a pie, don't I?
I already told you were making me a pie today.
I have to make a pie.
Amy,
Ashley says she wants peach pie.
I want Cobo.
We don't have any strawberries. I don't have any money to go to the store to get strawberries right now, buddy.
Yeah, we broke.
I'm broke for the next day or two, buddy.
We broker than a cracker in a corner.
Well, I've got pie crust in the fridge. And I've got sliced peaches in a can. And I could use that to make a nice peach pie. Oh, they serve pie with lunch. That's cool.
Ooh.
Did you get pie for lunch today, Andrew? Or did you have pizza?
Because pizza could technically be a pie.
Andrew,
If it's made
did
in
you
pie
have pie
way.
with lunch today, or did you have pizza? We had pizza for lunch today.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
No, and the one.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a peach pie.
You had your pizza lunch meat.
Oh yeah, but that.
And I've got cans upon cans of fruit cocktail and cans upon cans of peaches. So, peach pie.
I wish it could be peach cobbler. I like the Christmas stuff on top.
Yeah, well, it's not cobbler day, sweetheart.
Well, it could be. I'll make it cobbler day.
I guess all my cans were pears.
See, Shanna's on my side. She said
What?
peach cobbler pie.
Is that pink in it?
I don't have any brown sugar.
What?
You need brown sugar for the topping.
Damn. We ain't got no pennies we can fork together.
No, we're broke right now, sweetheart.
I know, I don't even have a penny to shit on. How much is brown sugar? It's about what, $2?
Yeah, something like that.
Just need 200 pennies. Andrew, you got 200 pennies?
No.
Damn.
Okay, so
I'm not in the house.
no, Ryan.
No, you can't
I've
go to
got
our house, babe.
Cans of peaches, enough for a peach pie. I need to get this started. Peaches come from Canada. Put there by me. Yeah. Yeah. Good old presidents of the United States. Speaking of Trump being in the room. Oh, we do. We love having people to chat with in the room. It's so much fun being able to socialize and talk to so many different ideas and thoughts and minds and
Andrew, if your face
So-
is over, it's
so this is the way I'm doing this, okay? I got my meat and it's done. So what I'm doing, the one thing about glass top stoves is if you have a slightly wet pan, and I've experienced this a few times, a slightly wet pan on the bottom and a hot burner, it will sizzle and cause the pan to move across the stove. It's pretty cool to watch it. So I got my my burner on medium high, and I'm going to put some vegetable oil. You can use canola oil or peanut oil, or I just use vegetable oil because it's cheaper. And they're all about the same health-wise. There's not much difference. Yeah, it is kind of creepy. The way it happens, because you'll hear it sizzle, and then all of a sudden the pan will just go down to the side of the stove. I'm gonna wait for that to heat up. I want that to get pretty hot. And I don't have a wok, so I use a pan, or my pot. It's really the biggest pot I have, but it'll hold one of these bags and stuff like that. So, does that spots and pans? Pretty much, just what it looks like. So as that heats up, I'm going to. Everybody knows in my live streams that you have to accept that I smoke. Yeah, I remember you saying that. Duct tape. Duct tape fixes everything, don't it? And that's what happens when hot oil hits water droplets. Comes up and splashes everything. That's why I stood away for a minute. See, this is what I like about live streams. Everything happens. You show everything. And I thought it heated up enough to get rid of all the water, but I guess not. Twigs and duct tape. Yeah, I really do like this view. How does everybody like this view? Do you like the idea that you can see my stove and everything as I'm talking, and it's just a quick my cutting board? You guys like that idea? I can even, oh no, I can't show both at the same time. Well, I've played with different views. Katie, I've got a rather large kitchen compared to some people. Compared to what I used to have, we used to live in a smaller apartment.
And compared to other people, we have a rather small kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, compared to some, we have a small kitchen, but I've got so much counter space. My counters are 3 feet from front to back. From one side of the counter to the other, it is 3 feet. And that's not counting this spot right here, which is like 5 feet. That's 4. From here to the back corner, which is the corner against the wall and stuff. So very, very large countertop.
My head's killing me for some reason.
Oh, emphysema sucks. I'm so sorry. I want to turn my exhaust fan back on. And all I'm doing is this is basically a stir fry of vegetables. Oh, I forgot the sauce packet in there. Duh. It's a really hot pan and oil. And you take your vegetables and you basically saute them. And they cook as they saute, and then you let them steam a little bit, and that keeps the crisp outer and nice crunch to them, but they're fully cooked.
What is this? Like COPD and asthma, or worse?
It's worse.
Oh no.
Yeah. Missing my princess apron. My apron is my apron is around here somewhere. I just didn't put it on tonight. I didn't think about it. You know where my apron is? Don't want to need it for the pie. Okay.
Maybe in
Yeah.
the dryer?
It might be in the dryer. I have an apron. I just don't have it on right now.
Yeah, she did. Let's go. She did good.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I know they do a lot of cooking as well.
You don't know how to even do it as a kid.
I'm just not. I don't really watch them much. I've seen a few of their videos. I just haven't really watched them much.
Yeah, you gotta go deal with all that by yourself.
The moon is in our atmosphere. No, I haven't heard that, Shanna.
Yeah.
I know the moon is in our orbit and always has been, but I didn't know it was actually within which portion of the atmosphere is it in? I mean, is it the ionosphere, stratosphere? You know, it has different layers.
I'm gonna try to
So this comes with a sauce packet, and it's a nice sweet and sour Asian sauce. I mean, I'm not sure exactly. I'm just going to put it in after I get the initial saute thing going on it. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to read about that.
I'm gonna get you, little stink. Come on down. Come on down. We're cooking dinner now. We're just sitting here doing nothing. You know we always love seeing you. We'd always love for you to come down every day if you could.
What kind of vehicle did you get? I'll be right back, guys. I will prove I have an apron. Give me a second.
I think it's in the dryer. I'm not honestly sure. And then come see Uncle Nate. What you doing, Stink Bud? Can you hear me?
Is this better?
Hazel, can you hear me?
Got my apron.
No. You being good for Mom? Yeah. You want to talk to Uncle Nate? Yeah. Uncle Nate, Hazel wants to talk to you.
Okay, put her on speaker.
She's on speaker.
Hi, Hazel. What? You want to come see me? You will come visit? You want?
Okay.
97 Ford Explorer. Oh, that's cool. Those things are really rugged, and they'll last a long time.
Are you two having fun yelling at each other?
No, it's not storming here. We've just been having a lot of wind today. It's been really, really windy. So our power over the past few storms has been flickering and stuff like that. It doesn't really go out. It just flickers like there's a loose connection somewhere, and it's not in the house. It's external. It's like everybody's around us in our neighborhood, and okay, Katie, thank you for coming in. I really, really appreciate it. Like I said, I love sitting and chit-chatting with everybody while I'm cooking and everything. So you have a good night, and be safe. Oh, yeah, that's the thing about those spark plugs are on the backside, and a pain in the ass to get to. It's 4-wheel drive, isn't it? How you doing, J-Dog?
So you're gonna come down and hang out with us? You what? That's fine. You don't have to stay the night, but if you want to come down, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, so I'm going to start my filling for my peach pie for National Pie Day.
I have size 3 diapers that she'll fit in them. I have size 3 diapers that she'll fit in them.
Sorry about the conversation going on in the background. Waiting for your ship to come in.
Because I have her clothes still here from when she was here last.
Okay, so I'm going to drain the juice. Making pie filling is really easy for a fruit pie. You drain the juice because you don't want it to be wet. And then plop it in a bowl. I'm going to drain the rest of it.
She's being a riot right now.
Okay. Now what you do,
Yeah.
is you take some sugar. My sugar canister, as it says sugar on it. I need to fix that label. I got a heaping tablespoon. I'm going to put 2 of them in it.
Yeah, we said it probably.
I'm going to take a
That's fine.
tablespoon.
Sit here chit chat, no time.
Another one.
You can head out whenever you're ready to.
Already got my cornstarch out. And about a teaspoon of cornstarch. That cornstarch helps to bind, along with the flour, bind the juices and make it a nice thick because you don't want your pie feeling runny. You guys can't see what I'm doing down here. I'm sorry about that. So this is what I have so far. That's what it looks like. Okay. And then I'm going to take, to help neutralize some of the acidity and the juice for the peaches, a little bit of salt. It helps bring out the flavor too. I put my salt in a little dish. It makes it easy to pull out. Makes it easy to scoop. I use a lot of salt because salt brings out a lot of flavor. None of us really have cardiovascular issues and stuff, so it's okay for us to use, for me to use quite a bit of salt in my cooking. Now, what I'm going to mix that up. I'm also going to use a little bit of corn syrup. They coming down?
Might be.
Okay. About a tablespoon of corn syrup. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit. Okay, my stir-fried vegetables are just about done. I didn't use this pan. So I'm going to put that back. I'm going to use my skillet. I'm going to heat it up a little bit. All right, Shanna, you have a good night, okay? Nice seeing you. Okay, so what I'm going to do that's good. This is my stir-fry meat that I'm using. Nice and tender, really juicy, a little salty, but that'll come out when it actually stir-fries in the skillet. Now I got a really hot pan. Now what I'm doing is I'm re-searing the meat.
Yeah, I didn't have a phone, Mommy.
I'm going to take some of the vegetables. You guys can see how this is all nicely blending together, really colorful.
Did you play with anything toys today? Did you play with Play-Doh? Yeah, did you have fun? Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. What would you make?
Now once some of this fries, I'm going to take some of it out because I don't have that much room in the skillet. And then toss the rest of the vegetables in. Fry the rest of it up. What I like to do, everybody has ramen. Sorry if I'm not answering anything at the moment. I'm, as you guys can see, what I like to do, I wanted to get this because it's my only big pot. And I don't care if there's extra vegetables in it and stuff like that. Okay.
You don't want to come see me. You want to see Brian and Andrew?
My burner is on hot, extremely hot.
No, I see where I see.
And then what I do is I take ramen. Ramen is, it's noodles. And the seasoning packet is just basically bouillon. So I take that, I use that as my bed of my stir fry.
You're just going to fill up on first time and not want to rest you. Yeah. Is that the other table? Yeah, it's not too horrible that I'm doing. We got a couple of weeks that were pretty bad, but so far it's not been too bad. Not really too much stuff, so.
Okay, Jamie, well, just stick around until you do. You're gonna miss the peach pie. I'm gonna get a few more peaches in here. Okay, Jamie, will do, bud. You have a good night. I'm actually going to rinse these peaches off because I don't want any more corn syrup in it than is already in it.
Yeah, bud.
On vacation.
You guys stay safe, Jamie. Tastes good to me. So this time I'm just using regular pre-made pie crust.
But where's the Happy Meal? She's her mama's daughter. I love when she laughs.
Excuse me. Okay, so I'm just waiting on that. Oh, there it's boiling.
Hazel's being honorary. He's like, no way, Like Gizmo makes her sound like she's up to no good.
So these are pre-made pie crusts. All you do is you open the wrapper. I can open the wrapper. Make these things childproof these days.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Mo Man, how you doing, bud? Long time no see.
I'll take it.
So all you do is you put it into your pie dish.
I'll take 2 for 1.
I think you for one too.
If it's cold, it might break a little bit, but it just pushes back together really easy. Push it into your pie pan. My pie dish is what's called scalloped. It has the ridges. So I'm just going to make it fit with the dish.
Felicia, you go, bye, Felicia.
I'm Rita.
Abner Butt. Yeah, it is a pie. It's going to be a pie. Today is National Pie Day. So, looks like my noodles are going to be about done. It's going to be a peach pie. That's what I'm making. I kind of kicked myself in the butt when I said I didn't have the stuff to make a pie, and then my wife said, "Yeah, we got peaches, don't we?" I said, "Yes, we do." So this is how you make a two-crust pie. The first pie crust you put in the bottom of the pan and bring it to the edge of the pan. Just scrape the rest off because it acts like, you know how you take a piece of paper and over the edge of a desk or something and strip it. That's how it acts. It's really easy to just, and that it's cold. It helps to form better. And you don't want to grease it. You don't want to grease your pie pan. Because pie crust has lots of butter and shortening and stuff in it. So it'll work out just fine.
I'll be there when I get there.
So now I'm going to take my pie filling that I made, which is just peaches, some sugar, some flour, some cornstarch, and a tad bit of salt and a little bit of corn syrup. I'm draining out any extra juice. Okay, that fills it up just about to the tippy top. Then I'm going to take, give me just a second. I'm going to strain these noodles. Okay, now I'm going to take some leftover peaches that I had in my can. I'll toss them around top just to fill in any of the little spots that didn't want to. Okay.
So what do you get from Ryan's?
I take my other pie crust. My oven is set to
Yeah, it's not 12 right
well,
there.
it'll be 400 here in just a minute. My other pie crust. What I'm going to do, lay this right over top. The pie crust is cold. It likes to split. So be careful. Then what I want to do is I want to take my fingers
pie?
And right where the pan scallops,
We were making peach pie.
I'm gonna push.
And everything else to put in it, so we're gonna make peach
I
pie.
don't know if you guys can see this, push where it indents.
Yeah. Today's pie day, so we're making peach pie.
National Pie Day.
Do what? Just having fun.
And this is going to seal this crust to the crust that's on the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what you said.
My crust is being stupid. There it goes. Push it down.
No, no, what you got? No, man.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, because of the kind of pie pan I have, I'm just going to rub it down over the top. And that'll get rid of my excess crust. I've got a split right here, but it'll be okay. I need to put a couple slits in it anyway, so. Hi, Amanda.
Yeah, he just said, hi, Amanda.
I know, she knows, she heard me.
She just laughed back at you. She said, what about Hazel, motherfucker?
I know, what about her?
He said, I don't know what about her. He's a nurse today, so. You know he's always on.
She's not here to get any of this yummy pie.
She don't like peach pie.
I
I can't repeat all of it, but she says she's on her way. That card.
She better hurry. Okay, so
Right. You gotta exceed that big. Stay minimal with this speed limit.
other than these little splits right here, this is cheap store-bought pie crust, so it's going to split and stuff, but looks good. Now I'm going to, because pies like to overflow when they cook a lot, I'll put it on a cookie sheet and put it in the oven.
For 500 minutes.
For 500 minutes?
No, not no 500 minutes.
That'll burn the heck out of it.
While that is cooking,
Crisp.
see, it did not take very long at all to cook a peach pie. What, maybe 20 minutes?
100 minutes.
Okay, so now that that's done,
No reply. sick of you. It's nauseous. What in the world is this? Nice. Beef stir fry, and then we're having peach pie.
If she hangs on my live stream for just a minute, she's going to see a plate done up.
Yay! And a back to the car.
Yes.
Give it a minute. Here's mine in the works. It's ramen noodles and stir fry with beef.
Beef?
You very much good class. We put it in tortilla shell. Like a little burrito.
All right, sit down.
Or
Yeah, be careful. It's really, really, really hot, okay? You have to sit and let it cool for a little bit.
I got one in my car. Put it on the floor. You can take the broccoli out and put it.
You had this the other night, Ryan.
Yeah, this is the same thing we had the other day. That's fine. I want to eat the broccoli. I want you to eat the rest of it. But you can cook. It's hot. Okay, just told you that. That's all I want. Wow. Yeah.
And this one is Ashley's because she can't eat much at all. So I give her the least amount.
What, boy? What?
Swear.
You're closer to me than this, so you start. You're doing a good job with it.
Do what?
Have some sweet and sour.
That's soy sauce.
Do you like it, sweetheart?
Yeah, it's really good.
Good. Good.
Right.
Human garbage disposal's amount.
That's our dinner.
She said it looks good.
Just say go screw yourself, don't show me that shit. Well, maybe we might have some leftovers that I should show Humphrey when we get here. We can have some
I'll save enough for you, Amanda. And mine.
I don't know how far out it is from us because up here, like I said, it's pretty good outside.
Yeah. Oh man, we've been doing good. Still getting stuff together. It's been crazy windy today. I mean, like crazy windy. See, Amanda, hold on a second, my man. I've got enough for you. If you want to hurry, because Andrew's probably going to ask for more. So.
Nate savored you some dinner.
Hey guys, can I throw a little bit more soy sauce on this?
That is. Go ahead.
I haven't told him yet, but if I were when we get off the phone.
No, we've been doing real good. Just taking it day by day. Hope things have been going good for you. I've got my pie in the oven.
Do what?
Got my dinner. Look at that, guys. Look, all the colors and the meat. Look at all that meat. That's actually stew meat. And we actually don't know. This stew meat is very, 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 very similar in taste and texture to pot roast. And she don't like pot roast. So if she likes my stew meat, she'd like my pot roast. And she doesn't realize that. Oh, I'm sorry you've been sick. I've been wondering what's been going on with you. I was going to be texting you to see if, how you were doing. But I've been staying pretty busy myself. So.
I mean, I would love for you to come down, but I know it's going to be not safe. I'm going to be using a lot of gas driving down here in my sleep.
The wind advisory was just until 7:45. No. Noodles and veggies.
So why don't you just turn around and go back home? Then, do what?
It's really good stuff.
No, I'll be here. Until you say, okay, I'm home. I'm just sitting there that you come out.
That stew meat, the meat is like melting in your mouth. It's so good. Like I said, I simmered it in soy sauce and a little bit of salt and some water when it kind of got down to the bottom. Simmered it for about 45 minutes and kept it at a low bubble. And it just turned the stew meat into so good.
If you can get a roast that tastes like this stew meat, then I'll eat it. I don't really care for roast because every time I ever have it, it's always dry. And it lumps in my throat and makes me gag.
Oh man, no. It's a peach pie, bud. Oh, you missed it. This live stream was hopping earlier. I had like 11 people in here. Everybody talking and chatting, and I'm sorry you haven't been feeling good though. Well, come on, man. I hate to do it, but I'm going to get going. Pie's in the oven. I'll take a picture of it and upload it as a thumbnail. There's like a little comment thing. I'll try to figure that out. I haven't done that yet, but guys, I really appreciate you joining my live stream. If anybody, I always do this at the end, you know. I've already taken my bite, so I'm not going to do that. I'm getting full, actually. So, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell if you like to see these kind of videos. And until next time, guys, you guys have a great day and have an even better night.